Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines 2, where, oh that was interesting, a cloud flew over just as I unpaused there. It made it look like when I unpaused it for the first time after starting it up again, it had this weird effect to it. That's not really relevant, of course. That's not what happened, but it's kind of what it looked like, so that's kind of cool. We're going to, of course, just continue to build some roads out over this direction. We need 112 meters and straight on down. Now, we're going to need to get some amount of indicator here to indicate where we actually want these roads to be, right? Because we have this road built out here, and we have this road built out here. So we don't really have an indicator of where these go. So we're going to need to bring these straight on out like so. And that gives us an indicator of where to build a road over here. Perfect. So we're going to have Small Village very soon, or actually, what are we going to upgrade to? We're Small Village right now, right? Yes, we're going to go to Large Village. Okay, that sounds good. We're currently at 772 population. That is absolutely fine. And for the moment, let's continue to move through here. There we go. Perfect. So something along the lines of this. Okay. And then from here, we should be able to stop this construction because we now have indicators. Oh, there we go, 112. Perfect. We now have indicators of where all of this goes. That said, this road should probably be brought out 24 meters, about like so. There we go. And let's just get all these connected on up. Perfect. So something along the lines of that will do. I think that one was technically 113 meters long, but that's reasonably fine for right now. Now, do we have any significant issues at this moment that need to be addressed? I kind of doubt it. I have to say I don't love the shape of the elementary school and high school in this game, mostly because it doesn't fit into these, standard-sized blocks, right? We could definitely make blocks bigger or different shaped. That's probably what we'll end up doing in future cities. But for now, it'll have to be something along the lines of this. Now, what is the capacity? 1,000 students and 800 in the high school. That's actually interesting because in Cities Skylines 1, high schools had a significantly higher capacity than they did in the elementary schools. So there's our milestone unlocked. Cool. That's all well and good. Now, provide students with better chances of graduating. Ah, that's probably the dropout rate. I gotcha. Most likely. So then this would be makes room for more students. So an extension wing would... That's a hypothetical. Is that a physical extension that gets added onto this? Or does it just get built into the school ground itself? I'm guessing it gets built into the school ground itself. I don't want to actually build it. Ah, I see. Yeah, so that would go right there. And they've got 2 upgrade slots here, it looks like. So it could go... Either of those could be upgraded. I see. And then the sports field would go, back over here. Yeah, I see how that works. Okay, that's kind of huge as well. So that's definitely noted. We don't have any major issues right now, although we definitely should consider getting some additional commercial zoned, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to get some commercial zoned right up through there. Perfect. That should do for the time being. Let me bump up our speed a bit. There we go. Much better. So we're seeing a little bit of demand for medium density residential at this point. Now, our residential is kind of all over the place, along with our commercial over here. I do want to eventually move over some of this commercial, and I want to think about how we want to actually do that. Maybe the way that we should do this is as using commercial as a buffer zone for the pollution from industrial. So what that would end up meaning is we would have commercial in these outer blocks and then industrial on the inside. Generally, we need a lot less commercial than we do other things. That would be an interesting way to go about it, for sure. I do see our commercial ticking up right now. I'm going to put in some commercial here and here for the moment. That's definitely an interesting way to think about it. We can think about doing that for right now, and then we can just kind of zone residential on a block-by-block basis based on what's needed. That's a theoretical, doable thing. Now, we could definitely get some progression upgrades here, and I think we should. Emergency battery stations, water treatment plants. We already have the crematorium. I wouldn't mind getting the incinerator plant. So we'll unlock that for now. And the incinerator plant, of course, will end up going up over this direction, right? So the incinerator plant should... It doesn't show up under electricity, but it'll probably show up under garbage. I'm assuming it generates electricity, right? Yes. Yes, it does. And it is huge. Okay. That's kind of a thing in this game. These buildings are enormous compared to City Skylines 1. That'll take some getting used to.
How delightful.
No doubt about that.
Another letter from our...
So this thing is positively enormous. We'll put it up over here for now. Oh, it costs $1 million as well. Never mind. We might not want to build this just yet.
Y'all got clarinets and violins, but
okay.
You got something most music
for the time being, we're not going to build that at this moment. What else do we want to grab here? College?
Let's see here.
Sure, we can unlock college. I don't know if we're going to build it right now. We could definitely go into education. Yeah, fire departments and police stations is definitely something we should do. No doubt about that. So, college. How big is the college? And what is the capacity of the college?
But I told her
1,000. The capacity of the college is actually higher than the high school.
That must be
that feels weird to me.
Classical music,
but okay. The college is about the same size as the high school, so I guess that makes some sense. We could just put that in out over here. It's pretty expensive. We may not even want it yet. So I think for the time being, we're just going to put in a firehouse. How big is that? Okay, that's a reasonable size. So we would put in a firehouse, I think, right up over here for now. And that should do the trick for the moment. And then as far as the police station goes, I'm going to put that down, like, over here. This is definitely larger. Taking up nearly half a block. Okay, so I think larger blocks does make a lot of sense for future buildings, or rather for future cities. Just based on how large all of the, like, prefab buildings are. So that's definitely a takeaway that we have here so far. Cool. The city is incredibly #noisy. I can barely hear myself think, with 4 hearts. Okay. So they don't like the noise of the city, and we could probably change that at least somewhat with the avenues here. So, let's see, these are large roads here. I'm wondering if we have any, like, noise suppression. Trees. That's not going to do noise suppression there. We could build a road maintenance depot. That's maybe not a terrible idea. The building size is not bad either, to be honest. Okay. So, I mean, it does take up nearly an entire block. We probably don't need this at this time. What I'm really interested in finding... Okay, sound barrier. Requires the progression node highways. Noted. Okay. We do have a bunch of tile unlocks here that we could unlock. I don't think we're running into any space issues at the moment, so I think we're going to avoid that for right now. We'll get there eventually. Cool. So we're still losing money right now, which isn't surprising. We do have a bit of need for low-density residential, and I would like to start replacing some of this commercial over here and moving that to be up here, like I previously outlined, as a buffer zone around the industrial. I want to see how that feels as far as getting, like, the feel for how much of each zone we need. That's going to be relatively important. We can do livestock farming or stone mining. Okay, I don't think we need to do that. For the time being, we're not going to do that one, and I do want... Oh, is this a specialized industry area tool? Okay, noted. That is absolutely noted. For the time being, I want to continue to do low-density housing. So looking at this, this is the residential suitability here. So why is this lower over this direction? That's an interesting question, actually. It is definitely lower over here, and then it comes back up over here. Now here, this was previously polluted by the power plant. I get that. This is a little bit differently over here. There's been a traffic accident? Okay. That's interesting. This is grayed out. I can't click on this. Navigate to the fire rescue and info view. I guess it wants me to go into here? Okay, so this is the current fire hazard. So where was the accident at? I don't know. We might be able to figure it out eventually. If we, like, follow... That's a sedan. If we follow, like, a police car to it. But I have no idea where that accident was. So this is a lack of labor up over here. That makes sense. We know that we have a bit of a lack of residential right now. So I'm going to put these half blocks in as residential for the time being. 1, 2... Oh, hello. Pop Musician Mansion. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know that we need to take this up 112. There we go. And then over 112. Right there. And then this guy comes right back in like... Hang on, I messed that up. Like so. And then this goes over 1 additional. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this up, and we're going to go to 112 meters, 90 degrees. We're going to go over 112 meters, 90 degrees. And then that is indicative of where this meta block ends. So this should actually be an avenue here. So let's use the replace tool. And we're going to just swap this right on over. It would work here. That's fine. And then we would bring this guy straight on up. 89 degrees, 90 degrees. Okay, we would do something like that, and then we would just put in a small roundabout here. Perfect. So that gets us this meta block here, right? This is a very large meta block, 10 by 10. It's probably too large, to be honest. We might want to think about maybe going for more like 5 by 5. 10 by 10 is very large. No doubt about that. There is some demand for commercial. In fact, there's quite a lot of demand for commercial. And to that end, I want to extend out this avenue out over this direction. So we're just going to take that straight on out at exactly 180 degrees. That's quite a drop off. 6.3% grade? Okay, sure. That's fine. So we're going to put that straight on in there. And then, of course, we need to bring some blocks over here. So out we come, and in we go. Phenomenal. These blocks are... Ooh, that was 88 degrees there. That was not a 90-degree bend. Let's get rid of that. Let's try that one again. These are intended to be commercial. So that's 88, 92. I guess that's the best we can do. Oh, no, that's 90 right there. Cool. Okay, so we'll call that good. I thought that it was going to be due to the grading that we could only get it to, like, within 2 degrees of the target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we can take this over 1 additional. Right into right there. Cool. So that's 8 blocks right there. We're going to need 2 more out this direction to finish off this meta block, unless we want to go with the 5 that I talked about previously. And that might be the way to go, to be honest. But for now, let's just toss in a bunch of commercial over here. Perfect. So that's all looking good. We are seeing demand for medium density housing creeping up here. And to that end, I want to extend out this road. Okay, yep, that looks approximately correct there. Good enough. There we go. Cool. So I've definitely got a couple of takeaways on this so far. So far, the performance has been... It's okay. On my hardware, it's not amazing. I can definitely feel that we're running at... The video is going to be in 60. I'm just looking at this and, like, the circling of my cursor here. I'm circling the cursor and looking at how many cursors I can see at any given time to estimate. I'm thinking we're running at maybe around 65, 70, something like that. But it definitely chugs a bit when we're going like this. This definitely feels a little slower. Maybe it's just the motion blur, but performance is okay. And given that my hardware is significantly better than okay, I think that they probably need to work on that. But for now, it'll do. It's acceptable. Ish. Acceptable-ish. So, this must be the accident here. Waiting for a hearse? Never mind. They are waiting for a hearse. Okay, so we've got ourselves our crematorium around here somewhere. Okay, we can see where the hearses are that way. Yeah. So we're currently at 0 out of 100 bodies a month with 3 vehicles in use. So 111 out of 100 bodies a month? Oh, because we're at 111 efficiency. Got it. But we're at 1 out of 20 stored deceased right now. I think that we don't have any major issues there. That seems reasonably fine. I will say that the dark is quite dark. No doubt about that. It is really very dark, and YouTube doesn't usually do too well with its compression on dark video. I mean, that's not just YouTube. That's video compression in a nutshell. So that's potentially an issue. We could turn off the day-night cycle. I will think about that. But it's definitely true that YouTube doesn't do well with dark. For now, we do need some low-density housing, and in this mode, it's completely fine. Like, I don't think that that's going to cause any significant issues in the zoning mode. So maybe we just don't sit in, like, this mode too much at night. I mean, when we're in this mode, we're not really doing anything, right? It's just kind of almost a cinematic mode. So maybe it doesn't matter for this particular game. Now, we're definitely needing some labor. That's kind of the point of zoning residential, of course. We are going to need to continue to expand these roads on out, and here's a test that I want to run. So we run a road like this. Then we run a road like this. Then we run a road here, straight on down, right? This is the benefit of a grid. Right here, is that you can do just this. Then what we do is we grab this guy, and the question is as follows. What happens if we take it all the way over to this far road? Can we just do this? That does indeed appear to work. We put this at directly 90 degrees, like so. And yeah, that seems to be absolutely fine. So we can build these much more in bulk, and that's great. It doesn't seem to like snapping directly to 90 degrees all that much when we're doing that, but sure, that's fine. So we just have to verify that we're at 90. Seems okay. Now, to be clear, because we're building these regular roads here, we end up giving up a fair amount of buildable space in exchange for having a lot more traffic throughput. I'm not sure that that's a good exchange. We're feeling it out. We'll get there. So for now, we're not seeing major issues here. Apparently our education system is amazing. They don't like living near industrial areas because the pollution is spreading. Fair enough. And Alexander Price is upset because the city is noisy. I mean, that's just kind of cities in a nutshell, though. Do we have any, like, let's see, that's the transportation overview there. City statistics, and that's the underground. Okay. So if we go into, I'm wondering where, like, our policies or regulations are. Is that in the base game? Maybe they're planning to expand with that. This is just the economy.
As the area is attracting more
interesting
stores, bringing the latest in luxury.
So perhaps there are no policies or anything like that in the game yet. I'm not immediately noting them. There's the event journal here, followed citizens. Okay.
That's good for business.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you. No, you can't apparently. Let's try that again. Cool. There we go. Waiting on a hearse down here again? Sure. And one thing's for certain, the day-night cycle is quite a long time. The game time and date. 1 month is equal to 24 hours. Okay, so every day, the month will advance. That's interesting. So many open jobs, so few workers. What gives? Well, this is pretty normal for us, to be honest. We do need a bunch of medium-density residential, and we're definitely interested in zoning some of that. So we could go with, do we want to go for row housing, or do we want to go for regular housing? We could go for apartment buildings here. Sure. So something along the lines of that. There we go. We can see that demand plummet on down now. Yeah, I think 10 by 10 is maybe a little bit much in terms of grid size. We'll see. I mean, we have to remember that's 100 blocks, 10 by 10. If we cut that in half to 5 by 5, actually it's cut down to a quarter, 25 blocks at that point. We can definitely work on bringing that up if we wanted to. We'd just upgrade like the middle street here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we would take 1, 2, so it would go like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Because, what is this? That is horrible. It stopped. Why were our lights flickering like that? Are we running out of power? Was that just coincidental? So we can see we've got plenty of coal here. 39% usage. So I'm guessing we weren't running out of power. I think that might have been a bug. Or like it was trying to highlight something in particular. I'm not able to reproduce it at this moment, but okay. Whatever. So we would upgrade the center road here. So we know that it's going to be 4 on each side, and then the 5th road would be the center one, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Florence Street here would get upgraded to the avenue. So that is definitely a potential option for us. And I think it's not a bad one. Dropping this down to 5 by 5. It will result in losing some buildable territory, but I'm okay with that. That's reasonably fine. So we would just end up upgrading 1, 2... Oh, hang on. No. I hate the way that this upgraded. We would just have to bulldoze it, I think. Okay, so we would do that, and then this road would have to be built out like this. There we go. Then the upgrade tool, we can choose between it upgrading here and here. We absolutely want it upgrading here. Now, we do end up losing 1 bit of this block, right? Mostly that doesn't matter all that much. But we do end up losing a little bit there. And then we would put in a roundabout right up over here, and then we would also put in a roundabout over here. Unfortunately, we have our school here. Maybe this one, because it doesn't branch off this direction for now, we just avoid having the roundabout. We might change that later on. Okay. So with that being the case, now we need to do the same thing going horizontally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it would be Prospect Street here. So that would definitely get upgraded, and we would probably want to eventually rename these to avenues. We just want these to be upgrading on the same side here. Now this has the medical clinic here. So I would like to relocate this. And where would we relocate it to? Like, down here? That's not going to be very popular, but sure. People are going to move out from that, but that's okay. We'll just do something like this, and we need low-density housing currently, so we would just zone that all up with low density if it isn't already. So it would end up being something kind of like that. So this would end up being the new size of a meta block. Now, we've got this commercial in here that I do plan on removing. But that is definitely an option. The housing market stinks. Okay. I mean, sure. We're working on it, though. We're definitely working on it. So this should become a roundabout, actually. That's going to create more issues. We should do that sooner rather than later, though, and we'll do exactly that. This should also become a roundabout, even though it doesn't connect out this way. It will eventually connect out this direction. So for now, that'll do. And yeah, this is a much more manageable size, I feel like, 5 by 5. So that'll be fine. No problem whatsoever there for right now. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to work on getting more people. That is what we need right now. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.